crazy. Hey, this is my first time. I'm just trying this out. So we're just going to roll with it. I am talking about being in transition and learning, figuring out like obedience and trusting God. Um, because it is, I'm finding it's very tough. And yeah, it's like, even though like I've been in church, I I know scripture, I know I have a relationship with God. Um, I'm finding out that just knowing it's not enough. One and two, uh, relationships change, and like as even my relationship with the Lord, it's affected. Like as I'm affected, being in the flesh, and being in the world, and so I I don't know. It's just been a very eye opening process. And there was a time at the beginning of this that I felt just done. I was finished. Like everyone in the church is lying, people are lying. Like never felt like God's not real, but I just did feel like everyone's lying. This is ridiculous. And so let me recap, I guess I should probably say, for people who don't follow me on IG or wherever I'm at, sharing my business. I what? Oh yes. So I am in year six. Well, 5.5. I'm going into is year six. Where I have been fighting for a divorce. And like not because they're like assets to divide, but because I'm being held hostage, like literally. Um, I probably shouldn't say that. Like, there's probably like, oh, that's probably really bad. In any event, sorry, this is my first time. I anyways, let's get back to the topic. It's because the trust and the obedience. It felt very difficult because I'm like in this, and all my attention and my focus is on that. And I realized just yesterday, it's just like super consuming. I've been completely and thoroughly consumed. I would say that. People outside of myself, like my support system and my community, probably wouldn't say that. I would say that though. However, I am coming out of the consumption, if that makes sense, um, and getting back into my relationship with the Lord, and like actively, in an active way, like growing that and the closeness and all of that. So with that comes trust, which mine is all messed up right now, and obedience. Um, Coming out of my situation, it it feels not foreign. It feels unsafe. It feels unsafe. So um I thank God that he's not in, because we have zero patience. We do. We have zero patience. We want stuff done, and we want it done quickly. It's like cold turkey, all in or nothing. But Lord, I'm finding that that's not that's not it. Um, yeah, especially in when it comes to life circumstances, situations. Uh, yeah, but I can say thoroughly and like with certainty that that obedience for me is it's easier than the trust, if that makes sense. It's easier than me trusting. And I'm not really sure why. I have no clue. I have not even ever thought about it. But I do know like the trust thing is it's just hard for me. And I know God's not a man. Like I know all of that, like these things, but they still exist simultaneously. Like my inability to trust or my fear or my whatever you want to call it, and my belief in the Lord. Um, and my desire to be obedient. It's all there. But back to the consumption, I realized it was um I was I was distracted by the distraction, right? If we're talking like from a spiritual standpoint, I feel like that's exactly what this situation is. I feel like it's a distraction. Uh, and I feel like that because of the consumption, right? Um, and people who are not religious, it's fine. I love hearing, oh, what do we say? What do we call it? I don't have the terminology for it right now, but I like hearing non religious, I'll say that, right? Explanations, whether it be from science or just different POVs. Like, I, hmm, I don't have a problem hearing them. I don't mind hearing them. I actually enjoy it, as I said, because it gives me something else to think about, something to consider. One and two, sometimes it just reinforces my belief. Um, so yeah, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. Even the things that I know and I would consider myself being sure of, sometimes it's faulty, especially when it comes from my own self. Sometimes, right? Not all the time. In any event, as it pertains to the trust, it's coming back slowly. And for anyone else who's like struggling um, in your relationship, whether it be like spiritual or if it's a, what do we call it, like a natural, what in the natural, it's a relationship that you have with another human. Um, if you're struggling to trust, I can say that from my own experience, the thing that helps me that helps me is whew, asking myself questions, questioning myself and my thought process, like, why don't you trust God? And I'm going to say that because this is the relationship that I'm talking about. I do have trust issues when it comes to humans. That's something different. But I guess this line of questioning and thought process will probably help you clear up what's going on, or even a little bit. I have this. There's no guarantee. I don't have any degrees. None of this. This is my point of view. Okay, I'm not trying to get anybody to agree with me, change their point of view to mine. I'm not challenging anyone else's. It's just me chatting. Okay, continuing. So it's helpful to me when I ask myself, why are you having a hard time trusting right now? Right? It helps me to look at just the moment because I will get completely overwhelmed with looking at like our whole relationship, looking at the whole relationship, looking at myself and my entirety as much as I can, like even with my situation, all of that stuff, everything considered. I look at myself, I get overwhelmed. So I have learned um, to just look at the moment that I'm in. What is the problem right now? What is making it difficult for you to trust? Because you do trust God, like overall, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is this coming from? And so for me, I have to like, I guess, like slow down my processing in this area when, yes, when I'm feeling anxious, nervous, or sad. I like to call them my downward swirling emotions. When I'm feeling those, um, it's really hard for me to have, hmm, not control. It's harder for me to slow down and process what's happening like in the moment. And so yeah, I'm learning how to do that, how to slow down and just process just for right now, not your entire life. Like, because I had to realize that too. I'm like, I'm taking into consideration a lifetime worth of information for like one moment. So that was making it harder for me. Uh, let me see from what kind of standpoint. Hmm. Yeah, it was just making it very hard for me for whatever reason. But in any event, I'm figuring it out. I'm getting I'm learning what works for me and figuring it out, the obedience and the trust, and I'm learning to build back up my trust in God so that it makes the obedience easier, I guess, or vice versa. Okay, I just wanted to share that, break the ice, the live stream ice, real quick. So I think I've done that, and I'm gonna pop off. Probably walk to the park and enjoy the rest of the day. See you next time. Bye.